Welcome to Plastic Profiles with a song so nice I had to play it twice. That's Cherub Tree. Check them out wherever you get your music from. Yeah, look, the opening volleys of Yojo June have been volleyed, have been shot, have been fired. Exchanges have been exchanged. Pre-orders have been pre-ordered for some things. Very exciting, very exciting. So let's get into it. No time to waste. So, of course, the Fanstream, Pulse Fanstream was yesterday, June 4th at 11 a.m. And, well, let's get into what they showed us. So the first thing, I think everyone was salivating at the idea of the Haslab. They pretty much right off the bat told us they're going to make their announcement of what it is at SDCC. So we got time to wait on that. If we're reading the tea leaves, one gentleman had a Cobra. If you see the logo underneath the pilot there, the Cobra with the wings, he was wearing that T-shirt. He literally said, read between the lines, it's going to be the Rattler. The Rattler's coming. This big plane, Mamma Jamma, is coming.
Oh, that'll be cool, man.
Yeah, that's the Haslab. More, who knows how many figures? Who knows? But it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be large.
Wow.
Yeah. Move on from that. They started off with some digital renders. Boy, good times today. We saw Dial Tone here. He's got his radio, his trademark radio backpack. He comes with a cell phone. He comes with what I can only guess is some sort of extended antenna for his radio equipment.
Like a satellite, receptor or something like that.
It's either that or a voice changer from Home Alone. I am your father.
Every time I see him, I always want to go like that sound. Like,
now there is a cool thing on here that they mentioned you can put. So one, he's got a holster for his phone to go in. He's a phone holster guy. They made that joke. That's not mine. But you can also attach it to his weapon. Like they sold a Nerf gun that did that, didn't they? Do you recall that?
No.
That you could put a phone or a device on your Nerf gun and record what you're shooting at? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, you can do that with him now.
It was like they were it was like a VR.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because what you were doing in the phone was a different world or whatever.
It showed everything, but it would like point out targets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you aim towards using the phone as like a scope.
That's right. Yeah. And and he's got a cool throat mic thing going on. Yeah. And he's pretty cool. It's a little update. Yeah, pretty cool. Next is the Saw Viper. And he's got a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of stuff. I don't know how
to carry that stuff.
What's that?
He has a strong core to carry all of that stuff, man.
Yeah. He doesn't skip ab day for sure.
No.
And he's got a machine gun with a chainsaw on the end of it because he is the Saw Viper.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's the heart of the character, but it's fun. It's fun.
Maybe
I'm not going to R&B build
these, Viper, but he was pressured into it because it's the family business. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude has layers, man.
Yeah. He was the Sea Viper, but something tragic happened in his childhood. Again, these are digital renders. Their final product may vary. He may not look anything like this when we finally get him. But yeah, he's cool.
Yep.
So then,
the last set of renders, man, came out pretty much.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, with Jinx and Doc and all that. Yeah. So then they took us into the mainline releases, and we were able to pre-order these yesterday, and I think most of them are still available now. I don't think the Iron Grenadier is still available on Pulse, but maybe Big Bad is still available. I'm not sure, but so Storm Shadow V2 is probably there's two polarizing ones in this oh gosh, you know what? That's not true. Nearly all of them are polarizing. You either love them or hate them, and I'm not exactly sure why. The Storm Shadow in particular has gotten some folks not agreeing with it. I think it sets up for a retro figure myself. Um, Steve, you had the original one of these as a child, didn't you?
I did.
So,
I
yeah,
did.
and
Yeah.
so he wasn't fully. He had a couple main colors. He had white, and he had that gray, and he had red accessories, right? Like,
He
but
had
they've given him some other touches of the belt and his things around his shins. They're different
yeah,
color.
he was never like fully packed, but he had, I believe he had a similar version of this, just
Yeah,
without, because he had this little stripe camo
right.
thing. But
Yeah,
I don't remember him being, loaded down with a whole bunch of different stuff. Probably what
yeah. He came with basically the same. He had
same,
one
the same, like,
sword.
the strap across his chest, like, and I think something was held there, but I don't think it was
Yeah,
much.
he had a rope around his chest.
Yeah,
But he didn't have he had pouches, but they were molded on.
yeah,
But no, he came with all the same gear in his hands, and he had one sword, and he had a big red backpack that you could put the
yeah.
sword in. But I think it's more the deco of the actual figure itself that I think people are not liking as much, and I just don't understand. I think it sets it up for a retro figure. If you don't like this one, don't buy it. Wait for the next one. I'm sure there's going to be a retro. That's how I look at all this now. How are they going to make a retro figure?
Right.
Because they're going to want to maximize their money from these molds. There's going to be a bunch of ninjas they haven't made yet, still to come. They could use these parts for them. But yeah, I like it. I enjoy this figure.
I like that
His
too.
hood's a little tight around the face, but it could probably be adjusted.
I definitely like
Oh,
that.
yeah, in the boxes, I could care less about these boxes. There better be some art on the side, or I
Yeah,
riot
so just looking at it
because
right there, man, it's a
you
big
just brought them
change.
back,
It kind of
and
sucks.
it's really not inspiring at all. Um, the pattern kind of reminds me of those relief floor mats. That foam.
Yes,
You know,
the when you just sink your feet right in.
yeah.
It's
It's
like
like I'm walking
welcome,
on
man.
clouds.
That's it.
Um, but otherwise, I think the figure's cool though.
No.
So we got Alpine, another figure. People are hard about that backpack. He's got to have a backpack. Well, this one doesn't have a backpack, but I mean, I don't know. He's repelling. Does he need a backpack? As long as he's got the most important piece, and that's his harness around his lower half there to rappel down a mountain or off a helicopter or whatever. But yeah,
And he
I
got his
like
rope.
him. Yeah, he's got his rope and he's got his pick things. For me, you got to have the rope around his chest, the goggles, and the hat. That's Alpine. And for me, he touches the benchmarks of what I need for Alpine, which is not much because I never really cared about Alpine.
Yeah.
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 They were fun, him and Bazooka and Quick Kick horsing around, but that was usually the least
I barely remember.
I didn't
This.
care about that
Yeah.
trio in the cartoons. Like, I'd rather see the guy in the background. Like, they usually had a green guy in the background hanging out, not saying a word. Like, what's he doing? What's he doing? These guys cracking wise. Let's push them aside.
Yeah.
Let's learn about that guy.
In depth. That's what we
Yeah.
need to see.
Yeah.
We need to go into character development.
That's right. Short Fuse had 3
That
lines in the
green
entire
guy
strip.
over there, that guy is a star. We just gotta uncover him.
He's a diamond in the rough.
That's it. We could be the ones who found him. And he'll be
So
forever.
then we got the Iron Grenadier, another figure that I think is super cool looking and totally primed for a retro figure. But there's rioting in the streets because it's different than the original figure, which I get. But I think that's what this should be. I think classified should be new takes with an inspiration from the past, because like I was saying with Alpine, the hat and the goggles, like that's for me, that's what I see when I think of Alpine. Iron Grenadier should have a funky helmet mohawk and a Darth Vader face and black. Well, that's what this gives you, and they changed some things.
And I like this a lot, though.
He looks tough. He looks tough. Yeah. I think people are going to pop that head off and put Destro on this. I think until we get a proper Iron Grenadier Destro with the gold head. But yeah, this is pretty. He's pretty tough. He looks like he should be in charge of the regular Iron Grenadiers that are presumably going to be made retro at some point. But yeah, he's cool. Then we got the Iron Grenadier bat. For all you cartoonaholics, you can definitely put that head on a regular bat and then have a Sunbow animation bat if you so choose. I will never do that, but you could do it if you wanted to. You bought it. You do what you want.
Like, I would never do it.
No,
but
if you're lame, you can do it.
Thing, whatever.
But he's this cool figure. They're going to make a bat in every single shade of under the sun. Like a Skittles of bats will be made. I'm waiting for the G.I. Joe bat, like camouflaged, I don't know. But they're going to
go, I'm a robot.
Yeah. I don't know who to shoot. And then they brought us the retro figures. We didn't know about Stalker. I think we might have suspected they were going to make a Stalker based on his original card art design, and boom, there you go. That's the Stalker right from the 1982-83 card back with the camo beret and everything.
That's old.
He's pretty cool. And first thing I'm going to do is pop that beret right off and put on his other one, which still isn't the right color, but at least it's what I remember him is in a green beret, even though he's not a green beret. But that's what we do here. We sweat the small stuff here at Plastic Profiles.
Right. We care.
We care. We care a lot. We care a lot. All right. Retro Cobra Trooper. It's very cool. And yeah, I have enough Cobra Troopers. I'll buy one. I don't need it. I don't need to army build this. You guys can have it from here. You guys can have mine. He's cool. There's nothing wrong with him in my mind. I don't need this one. And he's a lighter shade of blue, so I gotta like reorganize the shades of blues. It's too much work. I'm just gonna
You're good.
He's gonna stay in his package and be cool. And then Retro Cobra Commander. No hood. As was speculated by some, speculated by most.
Yes.
That
patch.
Yeah. I think we were all just really wanting it to happen, and so we were easily led by someone well-meaning. I don't believe this was a prank of any sort. But it's got the vac metal face mask. He's gonna look awesome, and now he's gonna make me want to go back and vac metal all my other guys, because why does he get just the shiny face? Destro should have a shiny face. The Vipers should have a shiny face. That does look cool. I hope this doesn't start a vac metaling thing where everything is vac metaled, because I'm not going to go buy my collection again so they all go together. Let's do it again, guys.
All right.
You thought the Cobra Island Target exclusives were hard to find the first time. Wait till they're all vac metalized. Anyhow, it's a cool figure. I'm still gonna get probably one or two, probably two, because I want to open one. But yeah, so this will be my Cobra Commander.
Nice.
For playtime. And then the Cobra Stinger. Yeah, I forgot to remove that. Nathan Camerzel leaked the Cobra Stinger picture. If you remember last episode. I didn't grab pictures for the Cobra Stinger. We could see it pretty well on the box cover there. It's super cool. It's like the Vamp, but it's Cobra and it's got missiles.
Yeah.
It's cool. And then before they left, they left us on a name reveal for Footloose. They mentioned that he would be updated, so he's probably not going to be in. This is sort of mid '80s Army infantry. I'm going to guess he's going to be a little more, more like the 60th anniversary soldier or something like that.
Okay.
Probably have a backpack. They're probably going to have. So we're talking trademark things that characters have. For me, Footloose has got the helmet with the leaves and stuff.
Right.
So that's probably, I imagine he'll have a helmet with some leaves and stuff. He's going to come with all manner of silly guns that probably aren't that one. but that's okay. As long as it's not, they made this one gun. It's a 2-barrel gun and it's ridiculous. It's a machine gun with 2 barrels. Are you kidding me? Stop it.
Oh, it's cool.
I hope they don't include that. It should not be with this one. He should have something M16 looking. And so for me, this one was the one that. So I had a lot of family in the military, and so I would divide up my GI Joes into ones that would represent my family members. So this one was my dad, was Papa Chuckles.
That's awesome, man.
And he outranked what Chuckles or what Footloose here was, but but that's okay. I'm not trying to brag on my dad from 40 years ago.
You are. He said, "My dad is cool.
My dad's cooler than him," but he wore the sweet stash, so that's why it could have been anybody, but he wore green and a stash. I was like, "That's my dad."
Yeah.
So I've been looking forward to Footloose for a while.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Nice
and that's it. That's it. So that's so yes. So the retro pre-orders, according to what's on Joe Mind, support the damn show. The retro pre-orders will begin June 11th, and then Sarge from the Marauders and the Stinger will be pre-ordered June 18th.
Nice.
And so yes, and then the Haslab will be available for backing at SDCC. So there we go. There we go. Now you have properly been informed, and I have too. And now we know.
And knowing is half the battle. I don't know what happened there. Like I meant to say it. I was like, oh, now is half the battle.
You know what? What I heard in my head. Yeah. All right. And now we know. And knowing is half the battle. That's how I heard it.
Oh, goodness.
Now, I'm going to guess that we'll have some surprises throughout the rest of the month, but I'm going to guess that that's probably 95% of it is what they laid out here. And that's a lot, especially for 1 week. And I am happy about it. I enjoyed all these figures, look great. I'm excited to see them and more. Super excited about the Haslab. If it's that plane, I'm going to go crazy. Because I don't know how I'm going to make that work.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. I mean, look at the size of this thing. All right, let's go back to
in order for it to put the figures in it, man, it has to be in comparison huge.
Yeah, so they can't make it a more realistic, like 2-seater. Although I'm not sure that this plane that it's styled after is truly a 2-seater anyway, as far as the main cockpit. This is styled after the A-10 Warthog, and that's the sound it makes when it shoots. Like it shakes if you're below it while it's flying over and shooting its gun. It's shaking the ground you're on.
Oh, wow.
Because it's basically a tank with wings.
That's
now that's the A-10, and that's what this looks like. Although they've added, so the engines are not on the wing on an A-10; they're on the back
ground,
the back things, and then the turret on top doesn't exist on an A-10, but it still has the silhouette of an A10, and so will forever be an A10 in my heart. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna. So if you line this up with the Dragonfly, which they've already made, well, they're making and will release here soon, it's actually about the same length from nose to toes. Does anybody say it that way?
Nose to toes?
I never said it that way before.
Huh.
Anyways, the Rattler plane. So if you see, this has got little battle damage pieces. I bet it'll have battle damage pieces too. So that about does it for us here today.
Word.
Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed what we've done here. Steve, why don't you tell them a little bit about what you do with the Writing Dad?
Well, I like to talk about my kids. I like to talk with other dads. I like to talk with other parents. We all have stories. It's a village, man. It's a process. And time goes so fast, So come to thewritingdad.com, get with like-minded people, sign up, and there you can find the links to the YouTube page and all the other social media stuff.
And I am AgentChuckles. I like toy photography and sharing all kinds of G.I. Joe stuff that I find on the internets. And I will share how you can find me in the description along with Steve's stuff. So thank you for watching, everybody. We'll be sure to come back once if there's more info, we'll be there.
That's right.
A day or so later.
Yeah.
Here at Plastic Profiles.
Work schedule, other press conferences that we have to attend, meet and greets. So
wherever there's trouble, Plastic Profiles will be there a day or so later.
I'm sorry I'm late. I couldn't catch a cab. Do you know it's 11 miles?
That's a long walk.
There's no gas stations or nothing, man.
Yeah. I'm glad I brought my water bottle. I am thirsty. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe. Later, guys.